Connor keeps telling us, "Oh, I'll be there."
Yo, after chow, man.
5 minutes ago, and
after chow, I'm there.
Yeah. Anyways, we're live. What's up? Welcome to episode 44 of the Hot Stove Podcast. I'm your host, Zach.
7.
It's not 47.
I thought we said that.
No,
No,
I said
you
it's
said
not.
47. Then he looked it up and it was 44.
It's episode 44 of the Hot Stove Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Nunez. I'm here with Mark and Josh.
Yep.
As per usual. We're watching football now because we've moved to our new days. Our new day of recording, which is Monday night now. So we're going back old school. When we started doing this podcast, we recorded at like 11:30 at night. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, now here we are. It's Monday night at 11:13 p.m. and we're starting our recording now. So hydrate if you got it. This is an after dark episode, so I'm not condoning alcohol consumption. So hydrate.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper if you got it.
I'm out of beverage.
Marcus also looks like he has his phone on the floor and he's looking down into it like this.
No, it's a propped up, leaning against a pillow on my bed.
I
You could have like put it on your desk or something like that.
No, because it needs to charge desperately.
Okay. Mark is having tech problems right now. So he's
as usual. Oh
he's
wait,
doing this.
we got something that came up on my computer. Rafael Devers just hit a home run. It's good.
Jesus Christ. I mean, are the Red Sox ever going to stop hitting? What the hell's going on here? I gave in. I officially gave in today and told Mark that the Red Sox are just – obviously the Giants no more. The Red Sox are just the destiny team. Like, we might as well just not play the rest of the postseason.
Don't have to. Red Sox already won the World Series. It's a beautiful thing.
There's
only one thing that gets in the way.
What's that?
Hank Aaron died.
Today?
No, Hank Aaron died months ago.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
But the Braves, watch out. They're playing for a dead guy.
I was wondering where you were trying to go with that.
Yeah.
I was really wondering what the hell you were talking about. That's why I got confused.
Yeah, the Braves are playing for a dead guy, so watch out.
Well, the Braves are also up 2-0 on the Dodgers right now. So
yeah.
Let's go. Anyways.
They're not scoring 18 runs a game.
Today we're doing basketball talk. But before we get started on that, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment as well. Also, follow us on Twitter at HotStovePod. That's at HotStovePod on Twitter. I've gotten into the habit of giving weekly content updates every Sunday or so, talking about what we got coming down the pike for this week. And now that we're recording on Tuesday nights, it's looking like Tuesday is going to be the day of the stove, baby. Because every Tuesday morning, the three of us will be on radio as well on WQAQ. Link for that is somewhere on Twitter. So as you're hearing this now, which is Tuesday afternoon, which is when this episode's going to come out, the radio show will have already happened.
Yes.
Right. So now it's radio show in the morning, podcast later that day.
It's really a node to our creative tendency. We're really picking it up here.
Yeah.
Pre-record afterwards. I mean, we got to know what we're saying and stuff.
Right. Exactly. So we're going to try and do some interesting stuff to not cover the NFL twice in the same day. So like today, for example, we're going to be doing our NBA season preview that we do every year. Earlier today on the radio show, we did our normal NFL fare. And now we're going to be doing our NBA preview because the NBA season starts tonight, Tuesday the 19th, as you're watching this right now.
Oh,
Very
boy.
exciting. We had our fantasy basketball draft over the weekend. I panic picked another rookie this year. Hopefully it works out.
I panic picked Draymond Green.
Yeah, Mark panic picked Draymond Green. But before that, we don't have any trivia this week, which is we don't have any trivia. Actually, I'm going to update on the FanDuel contest right now while we're sitting here. The Week 6 FanDuel, it's looking like, barring something crazy, because I'm 18 points down with a minute left in this game, and Buffalo has the ball at like the 12-yard line. So I won't speak too soon. But with a minute left to go in this Monday Night Football game, Mark is in first place with 164 points. I'm in second with 146 points. Good week for the four of us. Josh was in third with 127, and Austin came in last with 125. So like I said, good week, honestly. Not a bad week.
Yeah, I wish I submitted my lineup in some other contests.
Yeah. And then we will go over our FanDuel lineups for week 7 at the end of the show, like we always do. FanDuel is going to stay on the podcast just because it's easier, and here we have less time constraints. So
that's what we goddamn do.
Yeah, that's true. That's the reason we're doing the NBA season preview now, because I was not confident we were going to be able to fit it into like 40 minutes of radio.
Not at all.
No shot.
Absolutely
no shot.
Radio.
What is that?
We could never do it in 2 hours of radio.
That's true. Dude, this Tennessee secondary, I'm sorry, we'll get into the content in a second, but this Tennessee secondary cannot cover a Buffalo receiver without trying to physically assault them.
Did someone get in?
No, yeah, you'll see this route that Emmanuel Sanders just wrote, and part of it is Sanders' fault. He couldn't really separate, but the defender stopped him from catching the ball in the end zone by just standing in front of him.
The second down play?
He
blocked him out. He was he blocked him out. Yeah, he didn't even make a play on the ball. He went hands up, don't shoot. My God.
It was ridiculous. Before we get into our NBA season preview, we have award picks, finals picks, all that good stuff that we do every start of the season. God damn, Josh Allen just got suplexed.
Yes. Oh, God, I'm going to bust. I can't wait.
We've got a return of a fan favorite game tonight on the podcast. No, it's not player or poser. I don't even have an excuse this time, because last week it was I didn't have enough time, and now we've had a week and I still didn't do it. So It's not player or poser. It's not. What's another game that we've done?
I think.
Have we done Jeopardy before?
I don't think so.
Anyways, Guess That College is back tonight. It's going to be NBA edition, because the NBA season is back. We've done football ones before. We did a baseball one time. That was fun.
I can't believe that I knew better than I knew my own name that Whit Merrifield went to the University of South Carolina.
That's not a first down, I guess? Question.
I don't think so.
They did not rule it a first down.
What do you do, though? You kick the field goal or you go for it?
They're going for it. Tennessee just called the timeout.
Yes, go for it.
Anyways, I got 10 players, and it falls under a common theme. This is going to be preseason standouts in the NBA. Guys that increased their stock during the preseason. All right. So most of these guys are younger. Maybe it'll help you a little bit. The fact that they've been in college more recently. Who knows, right? Like I said, 10 names as per usual. And this would be more important if Austin were here. But as per usual, I'm going to say the player's name. And if you have an answer, I want you to say your name. So if you have an answer, you'll be like, Mark. And then I will call on you, and you have an opportunity to answer. If you get it wrong, the other person has a shot to answer. That's it. All right?
Yep.
We don't want to be here forever. Okay?
No,
Buffalo just got stopped. I actually don't know if they got stopped. The rest of the team got stopped, but they're absolutely going to look that over. Anyways.
Titans on the money line and the spread. I'm hot, Mark. Let me tell you.
Let's get it started here. And first, we've got a game within a game. All right? First edition here. We got a game of player or poser.
Oh, my God.
In this game of Guess That College.
Yeah.
So, I want you to tell me first if Bones Highland is a player or poser.
You didn't get in. Josh?
Both of you have the opportunity to answer with player or poser.
I feel
he's a player.
He has to be.
Yeah.
Why would you put a poser And then have us to college.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Okay. Yeah, you're not getting points for that because it was kind of a joke. But Nashawn Highland goes by the nickname Bones. Plays for the Denver Nuggets. Had a pretty good preseason. I want you to tell me, and I'll give you help. I'll give you help on each of these, actually. I'll tell you the conference when I tell you the player as well. Bones Highland played college in the Atlantic 10, the A10.
Oh.
I want you to
Josh?
guess that college. Josh.
St. Bonaventure?
No. Mark, you have an opportunity to steal.
That's the only A10 school I know. I don't remember. They might be a Cincinnati.
Cincinnati is in the American Conference.
They're the American. Okay, I always get those
Or
conferences.
Cincinnati in the Big East for basketball.
No, they're in the AAC.
Yeah. The answer, by the way, is VCU. He played for Virginia Commonwealth University.
Oh.
Bones.
Also, I can rejoin on my computer, so just give me a moment.
Okay. You do that. Josh, the game just ended. You hit on Titans money line and Titans spread.
Come on.
I like that math. I'm switching my ESPN Plus over to a hockey game here. So because as an ESPN Plus subscriber, I have access to every out-of-market game. And right now it looks like I'm going to watch Blues Coyotes, I guess.
I'm back.
Mark is back.
Marquee, my boy.
I'm watching St. Louis and Arizona right now on ESPN Plus.
Yes, my former St. Louis Blues for about a month and a half.
Yes. All right, so we're going to move on to the next player here. See, we did Jordan Poole last week. Mark wanted me to give him a taste, right? And Jordan Poole, easily the number one standout in the NBA preseason this year. He's been the talk of the town as a true possible breakout for the Warriors. But I want to give you, and this one I'm not going to give you the conference for because I think you guys have. I'm going to give you a player who is on the Warriors this year, his first season with the team. And I want you to tell me his college, and that guy is Otto Porter Jr.
Okay, Josh. Georgetown.
That's true. Otto
Georgetown.
Porter.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Are you going to say Jeremy Grant? Like,
Getting in Malachi Flynn?
He's the only Georgetown player I listed here. All right. The rest of these guys did play for Power 5 schools, by the way. Just those were the two non-Power 5 guys.
What? It's the Big East.
The Big East isn't a Power 5 conference. I don't care. All right. Anyways, next up, rookie for the Sacramento Kings. Made some noise in the NCAA tournament this past year. That's Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell of the Sacramento Kings.
do you have a conference?
I would tell you the conference.
Oh,
the
but
Big
since
12?
they're all Power 5, you're
They're
not
all
going to.
Power 5 schools, and I did say he made some noise in the tournament. So if I gave you the conference, the team might be easy.
Yeah.
I think it's the Big 12, so I'll go Josh.
Yes, Josh.
Baylor.
Baylor is correct. If you remember correctly,
Yep.
He was the big star behind the Baylor Bears run in the NCAA tournament this last year, commonly mixed up with on Twitter with Donovan Mitchell.
Yes,
Right.
he is.
He was also number 45, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Davion Mitchell played for Baylor.
I'm sorry to
Next
interrupt.
up,
Is this Zach? Is it just my TV, or does the ice look oddly like blue, like light
no,
blue?
it looks weirdly blue. It's just the
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Next player is a guy who's going into his 5th season in the NBA. Surprisingly. So maybe the oldest guy other than Otto Porter Jr. on this list. They call him, does he have a nickname on Basketball Reference? Yeah, they do. They call him the Bald Mamba, the Bald Eagle. It's Alex Caruso. I want you to tell me what school Alex Caruso went to.
Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Texas A&M?
That's correct. Alex Caruso did play for Texas A&M.
The original Mac McClung. I had been.
Mac McClung played for Texas Tech, but
It was Texas Tech,
Oh,
yeah.
Texas Tech. My bad.
Mac McClung also not good. So
Facts.
Yeah.
You're an I agree.
Yeah, now you say that. I remember when
kid was trash.
When he was a Hoya,
Never
you
good.
were all over.
Dude, when he was a Hoya, Josh would give him the suck job of the century.
He's an athletic freak, dude.
And
what
every
can I
single
say?
time he mentioned it, I would just say, Josh, Mac McClung sucks. Josh will know that I've never once said anything positive about Mac McClung.
Never
Never
mind.
anything
That guy
good.
stinks.
Not good. All right, next one. Former player for the Miami Heat. He's going into his second year in the NBA. Got traded to the Raptors as part of the Kyle Lowry trade. And that is Precious Achiuwa.
Oh, fuck, where did
Josh?
Yes, Josh.
Oregon?
No.
Incorrect. Mark, you have an opportunity to steal.
I think he was one of Penny's boys at Memphis.
Also incorrect.
I'm thinking of
Excuse me.
Nas Reed.
Precious Achiuwa played for Kentucky.
Huh.
What?
Didn't have it.
Sorry, I'm adding stuff here so I can count up. Who wins the game of Guess That College. Because I haven't added this to your yearly point totals, but I also want to see who wins the game individually. Currently, through 5 players, Josh has 2, Mark has 1, and the field has 2. Myself. So yes, yes, Mark.
Precious didn't go to Kentucky. He went to Memphis.
What?
Wow, controversy.
Damn, did I really just get dead wrong there?
Mark, I think Mark gets 2 points. Yeah, the system impressed you, Mark.
Damn, I feel stupid.
Mark, that's balls on Mark too to be
Mark
adamant.
is right. No, I don't
No.
know where I got the conception that he went to Kentucky for. I don't know where I got that from. I really don't.
Yeah, because as soon as you said Kentucky, I was like, no, he didn't.
All right. Mark, you get 2 points for that. Okay.
Okay.
I respect the balls to come at the king. All right.
Didn't
Anyway.
miss.
Josh and Mark now both have 2.
Oh, square.
Nope.
What do you mean?
What do you mean no?
Because I got
You fuck me now, Mark.
I got 1, and you said I just got 2 points for that.
No.
You don't get correct answers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've gotten 2 names right. Josh has gotten 2 names right.
Yes.
That's where we're at. Okay, next one. Give me a second to look up what team he plays for because I can't remember. Rookie this year. Not a rookie. Played in 68 games last year. I lied. plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. Interesting squad coming up, right? Memphis Grizzlies. This player is a point guard. And he's a shooting guard. I'm getting everything wrong today. And that is Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane, guard. I'll tell you, he played in the Big 12.
I feel like it wasn't one of the big Big 12 schools.
Oh, and St. Louis scores again.
Josh?
Yes, Josh.
Oklahoma State?
Incorrect.
I thought he was there with Cade.
This is a complete and utter guess. I'm not even positive they play in the Big 12. The Horned Frogs, TCU.
I do.
TCU is a Big 12 school, and TCU is also the correct answer.
Oh, shit.
Desmond Bane played his college basketball for the Horned Frogs at TCU.
That was me just guessing a not huge Big 12 school.
Let's see here. Next player plays for the Clippers, going into his 3rd season in the NBA. With Kawhi out, might be poised to make a little bit of a breakout here. That's Terrence Mann.
Ah, shit.
Terrence Mann. I'll tell you, played in the ACC.
Terrence Mann.
Mark.
Played in the ACC.
Yes, Mark.
Georgia Tech.
Incorrect.
Terrence Mann. Another. Oh my God.
Oh my
5
God.
to 2.
St. Louis is laying it on. Did you just say it's 4-2? They just scored their 5th goal.
No, 5.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. You that far off?
Damn, now I'm having a. Is that a conference in the your Tech call. I'll just go off Mark. Josh, Virginia Tech.
Incorrect. The answer is Florida State.
I thought that was an SEC school.
Terrence
I thought
Mann
I was going to say it, but I was like, no, it's SEC.
All right. Next one. Another some people on the NBA.com staff picked this guy to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. A little bit of a wing standout here. Plays for the Sixers. That's Matisse Thybulle. So tell me what college Matisse Thybulle went to. I'll give you the conference. Pac-12.
Mark.
Yes.
Washington.
Correct. Matisse Thybulle played for Washington.
Forgot he played under Hopkins. Should be the SU head coach right now.
Sure.
Was he diddling kids, or he just left because of the diddling?
No, he just left to be the head coach at Washington because he was supposed to be the head coach at SU like 8 years ago, and then Boeheim never retired.
He was like, nah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna kill some guy and come back.
Mark is up 4-2 right now.
Yeah, we get it.
Needs a sweep, and if that happens, if Josh gets the next 2, I'll find a random player for a tiebreaker. We're not ending this shit in a tie. All right.
Okay.
Not happening. Anyways, next up, Celtics player. Both of your Celtics fans. I hope he still plays for the Celtics at least. No one really knows who plays for the Celtics right now.
Josh is a Knicks fan.
That's true. I'm very much on brand with the Knicks. Thanks,
Right,
Mark.
I forgot. As of 2 years ago, Josh was the Celtics.
As of last year.
Yeah. He does still play for the Celtics. Okay. That would be guard, resident white guy. Oh my God, St. Louis just scored again. Jesus.
That guy's done it twice too.
Resident white guy, Peyton Pritchard.
Mark, Oregon.
Ooh. Yeah, he's right. Sorry, Josh.
Finish me.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I got one for each of you. I had a Georgetown player. I had Peyton Pritchard, which, of course, Mark is going to know what college the random white guy on the Celtics played for.
That's his hero.
That's on brand right there. You know?
He's got a poster of him.
Like Peyton Pritchard. I liked him at Oregon.
Am I wrong? Exactly. Am I wrong, Mark? Next up, finally, let's see what team he plays for here. I wrote these like 2 weeks ago, so I don't actually remember who plays where. Next player plays for Milwaukee Bucks, going into his second season in the NBA. No, it's not White Dante. Not White Dante. It's Jordan Nwora. Jordan Nwora. He is a small forward, 6'8" wing player.
What conference?
ACC.
Josh, have you ever heard of this guy?
No, I thought he played at UCLA. Josh?
You see that UCLA is ranked number 2 coming in the year this year?
I did see that. That's kind of wild.
Crazy.
Apparently they had a ridiculous recruiting class.
They did have a really good class, yeah.
Yes, Josh.
I kind of lost. I kind of may. Oh, Clemson?
Incorrect.
Okay.
So it's not Duke, not North Carolina, it's not Clemson, it's not Syracuse.
It's not Syracuse. I would not have been stupid enough to put a Syracuse player on this list. It could have been the most obscure Syracuse player ever, and Mark would have gotten it. That's true. Yeah.
It didn't have to be on the same level as Otto Porter Jr.
Right, exactly. Right.
You could have given me Greg Monroe. I would pick up.
Real preseason standout, Greg Monroe.
We both would have gotten that one. Celtics and Hoyas legend, Greg Monroe. Miami.
Incorrect. Jordan Nwora played his college ball. Let's see. Actually, I was about to say with someone, but he was a rookie last year, so that makes no sense. He played his college ball at Louisville.
Oh, you should have said a Big East team.
Not a Big East team, so I wasn't going to say that. Yeah, he played his college ball at Louisville. So that ends our game of Guess That College for this week. The two of you combined to get 7 of the 10 players, which is impressive. That's usually
pretty good
for us. That's a better percentage than we normally get.
Oh yeah.
And Mark got 4 of those 7. Oh wait.
Hey,
I can't.
Do what you gotta do, you know?
I can't actually count.
He got 5.
Yeah. Pritchard was my 5th.
Yeah. Mark did get 5 of the 7. Sorry, I'm just bad at counting. So that ends this edition of Guess That College, a game that's assuredly going to come back as the trivia runs dry. I do have a trivia question for you, actually, now that I think about it. It's the one I was talking about the other day. That's actually a Marlins stat.
Thanks to Tim.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
Thanks to a friend of the show, Tim. Richard Blyer, is that how you pronounce it? Reliever for the Marlins, Mark?
Yes, I believe it's Blyer.
Okay, so had a walk rate and a home run rate, less than 1 this season.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 1 per 9, I mean to say. I want you to tell me the last reliever to do that.
Josh Hader.
No. I'll give you a couple of hints here.
Yeah.
The year was 2017.
Oh, so I wasn't that. Okay.
Give me 1 second. The year was 2017. It was done by 2 players, but only one of them is still pitching.
Walk and a strikeout rate?
Walk and home run rate of fewer than 1 per.
So there's 2 guys.
One of them's done.
One of them last pitched in 2019.
Are we thinking of the same guy there, Mark?
That was my first guess. You go ahead and take it.
I'm thinking of a different name, but Rodney, is that his name? Rodney.
No,
Rodney?
He's thinking of Fernando Rodney.
Yes.
I thought he was talking about like the kid toucher.
No, sorry. Yes.
No, it's not Fernando Rodney.
Yeah, if I do Rodney and that, you gotta know who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Sorry, no. I'll only ask you to get the guy who's still currently pitching. The guy who did it in 2017 who's not pitching anymore is Pat Neshek.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had a fucked up windup. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah, I never would have guessed Patty.
Patty Neshek? Who doesn't know
the other one is still pitching in a prominent role in 2021.
Chapman?
Negative.
I didn't think so.
Chris Martin?
No.
That guy sings for Coldplay. He's not a major league pitcher. What are we talking about?
Coldplay put out a new album last week. Have you heard it?
Man,
no, I've not heard.
2013 Mark would have been all over that.
You're a big Coldplay guy back then?
Oh, yeah.
X and Y was like your favorite album of all time?
Yeah, I like the older stuff.
Yeah, X and Y was like their 3rd record.
Oh, yeah, was it? I don't remember.
He's more of a parachutes guy, really.
Yeah, huge parachutes guy. I remember nothing about the Coldplay I used to listen to, as you can tell. David Robertson?
No. I said prominent role.
Hey, he pitched some high leverage innings for the Rays this year.
He pitched
No,
like
it's not.
10 high leverage innings for the Rays this year. He was pitching in the fucking Olympics. He wasn't on a roster until September.
Yeah, and then he came back and he pitched well for the Rays. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I see what you're doing here, Nunez. This is some sick prank. This guy stinks, and you're trying to make me think that he doesn't. Kenley fucking Jansen.
Kenley Jansen. I'm not trying to tell you he doesn't stink, by the way, because I do think he stinks. But Kenley Jansen was the last reliever to do that. Yes.
God damn it.
That's true. Kenley Jansen was right.
You bastard.
Anywho, that was trivia. We had a trivia question this week. So there we go. We're a half an hour. Somehow we wrung a half an hour out of that garbage. Anyways, we're getting into award picks now. Jump right into it. Jump right into our award picks. Actually, do you guys want to do like a how about we'll start with some positivity here? Just give me, I already know Josh's answer to this actually, but just give me a team you're high on coming into this year. Maybe higher on than most people seem to be. And then tell me why. I'm going to go get some water real quick. But Josh, why don't you go first?
Why don't I say that one now? Now you make me seem like I'm just a homer. What is it? Is it all I am to you?
No.
Just say it.
I didn't think you were going to pick the Knicks.
Oh. Well, I'm going to pick the Knicks.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, every year we do this. I'd say the Kings are going to make the playoffs. The Kings are the shit.
Yep.
I'm sorry I'm swearing a lot more than I normally do on these, but, like, the Kings stink.
I say it about the Timberwolves every single year. I'm like, This is the year Karl Anthony Towns averages 38 and 18. Like, I do have one that I don't know why I'm high on them, but I am.
Who dat?
The Charlotte Hornets.
I love that.
For the record, two things, because I'm about to go to the bathroom too. Mm-hmm. The Hornets are not the team that I'm picking. Mm-hmm. So just air that out. I thought Josh was going to pick the Bulls. That's what I was saying. Because Josh has done nothing but give the Bulls the over the last few months or so. I kind of thought that since he thinks that Lauri Markkanen is the next coming of Dirk Nowitzki, that he was going to pick that team. All right.
I just don't like
talk about the Hornets.
I don't like Lonzo as much as I'd like LaMelo, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, just looking at this roster right now. LaMelo, he's going to get buckets.
He's going to give buckets, too. He's going to dish out 12 a game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. This team is going to score 135 and give up 140. Like, they're going to get buckets, but they are going to be an awful defensive team. I just think they're going to be fun, and I think they can sneak into, like, the 8 seed. Like, 7 or 8 seed. Like,
didn't they pick up Miles Plumlee?
They did, but no, not Miles. Mason. They have Mason Plumlee.
Come on, give me the better ones.
They do have a Plumlee though, and that's important.
That's general big man stuff you need. Probably just a slight upgrade from Cody Zeller.
I mean, this team is destined to always have a Plumlee or a Zeller.
Yeah, I mean, PJ Washington has that, like, an ability to protect him, or Miles Bridges for that matter, have like. Got to be in the ring of, like, could make that jump this year with LaMelo. He's going to propel one of them. He's just too good of a disher that either one of them or even Terry. Scary Terry's been around for a while. Maybe this is the year
Terry has been he averaged 20 last year. He averaged 19 the year before. Terry just gets buckets. He did it on the Celtics. He's been doing it on the Hornets.
Did you guys properly vamp, or did you leave me hanging?
No, we're still talking Hornets.
Okay, good. Keep going.
Yeah, so Melo, obviously, I love Terry. Like you said, the Plumlee thing, I think PJ's going to play some stretch minutes at the 5. Because I think they're going to end up going small ball for a lot. Yeah, but I think they're going to go small ball for a lot of their lineups.
Graham, Rozier, and Bell.
Yeah. And then you still got Gordon Hayward, who people like... I don't get. People are super out on Gordon Hayward. He still averaged 20 last year. Like, Gordon Hayward's still a solid NBA contributor. And
offensively, yeah. Right?
Yeah, offensively. Like I said, this team's going to score 135 and give up 140. But I think the East is bad enough where they can sneak into a playoff spot.
They were like half a game out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah. And I think
the
they're only going to get better. Also, Kelly Oubre Jr. is on this team. Very good looking man.
He's the prettiest guy in the NBA.
Just so pretty.
That's true.
He's the Tyler Stevenson of the NBA, some are calling him.
Shut up.
And they have Ish Smith for whenever they play the Celtics, and Ish Smith can just drop like 33 and 12 assists on them because for whatever he kills the Celtics, and I will never understand it.
Very random. Ish Smith, Celtics killer. Anyways, they
also have a guy with the last name Thor. Very cool.
My pick is stupid because the team was good last year. I expect them to be good this year, but I think the reason I'm picking them is because I feel like some people.
Me?
And again, maybe this is misinformed, right? Like maybe I'll just get yelled at by someone and be like, actually, everyone thinks they're the best team ever. But people might think that their success last year is a bit of a farce, and I don't. That's the Atlanta Hawks. Look, I know they're like the 5 seed. They made it to the conference finals. I get that, but I think with Nate McMillan as the coach, who's an awesome coach, by the way, great coach. He's my pick for Coach of the Year, by the way, which is we'll get it. That'll just be a quick one because I don't really feel like we have too much to say on it. It's a weird award to pick before the season starts. Nate McMillan is my early pick for Coach of the Year. I think this is their time. Now they spent the last few years really rebuilding this team and molding it into what exactly they want it to be. This is their time to firmly cement themselves in the top half of the Eastern Conference for years to come. I think they got that shot, right? They got the gusto. They got Trae Young. That's really all you need. Trae Young, #good at basketball, if anybody was wondering. Yeah,
they're deep too. In
yes,
middle position.
They're the deepest team in the NBA, I think.
I don't agree with that, but
listen,
I just want to say for the record that some people get on me about Mark's takes sometimes at the Adam Ottavino being the nastiest pitcher in the MLB take.
That guy, when he
sucks.
was on the Rockies.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago, Mark.
Yeah.
All right.
All of my takes are 3 years outdated. Everyone knows this.
I can tell.
Nick Foles should be starting for the Bears, Mark.
Yeah, this guy just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Goddamn Super Bowl MVP.
But I'm in on Atlanta this year. Mark, since I already mentioned mine, who's your pick for Coach of the Year since you said it was so easy?
Oh, it's Steve Nash.
But just assuming they win the title, or
no, because everyone's going to give him the Gluck 5,000 for dealing with the Kyrie thing.
That's fair.
He's going to get.
The team still needs to be good for him to do that, right?
Yeah, and I think they will be. They have James Harden and Kevin Durant. So I think if just the fact that they're a good team and they're like, God, he's had to deal with so much. He's like, it's going to be stupid. It's going to be a storyline the entire season, and they're going to hand it to Steve Nash at the end of the year.
They're going to give him Gluck 5,000.
Well, yeah, if I may, I just feel like as a member of the Daddy Gang, I should clarify it's the Gluck 3,000.
I don't know. I think they're annoying as shit.
It's a single father era right now, so there's only one of them.
Well, yeah, I know. It's just
I'll simp for Alex all goddamn day. I don't care.
Is Caller Daddy is that still a Barstool product?
Well, they own the merch rights, but it's on Spotify now. Okay. She gets like 10. I think it's like 10 million a year from Spotify.
I was
unreal how much you got.
From bringing up Barstool related content on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
That would be excellent, primo, if you will. Actually, but let's get into some more award picks. Right. Next up, we're gonna pick the guy that provides the biggest spark in the reserves. That's going to be our picks for 6th man of the year in the 2021-2022 season. Josh, why don't you tell me who your pick for 6th man of the year this upcoming year is?
I mean, at this point in this guy's career, he could give you decent starting minutes. You know, at one point he was an MVP caliber player. This is really a resurgence you look for in a guy like this. What?
I
this
know
guy's taking the jump. Yeah, of course.
I mean,
it's Derrick Rose. Nothing more to talk about. Yeah, I mean, this is an old man who's looking to make a jump, be a veteran presence for a young team.
I do have a question for you.
Go for it.
Are all of your picks Knicks players?
This is the only Knicks player.
It would have been.
Are we certain that this isn't Dennis Smith Jr.'s year? Are we certain? We sure he's not going to win Most Improved Player?
He's been going 6 years strong trying to win that Most Improved.
This is his year, all right?
But he made a roster this year, so that's a start.
Remember, I said it when we were on for the basketball call the other night. Remember that whole 1 week where he got called up for the Mavs and then he dunked? Him and Yogi Ferrell were like going nuts and they both suck. Anyways, Mark, who's your pick for not most improved, for sixth man of the year?
I went with Joe Ingles. Just because he always is in the conversation. He hasn't won one yet, if I remember correctly.
He has not.
And I think
people argue he should have last year. I don't agree, but
no, it should have been Clarkson. And I expect them both to be in the conversation again this year, but I think Clarkson's going to see some regression. I think he was playing over his head last year. And I think Ingles is going to be the guy off that bench, and I think the Jazz are still going to be really good. So I think it's going to be him, if not just for the fact he's finished like top 3 the past 9 years, it seems. And they'll finally give him one.
So I've made jokes about Josh being a homer about 9,000 times.
Yep.
This is going to be the first of my homer picks during these award. So this is going to be. So I actually have 2 people written down here, and I haven't really been able to pick. One of them is Tyler Hero, and one of them is Red Velvet, Kevin Huerter.
I like the Huerter pick too.
The only reason I have trepidation about picking Kevin Huerter is because I think their bench in particular is a very balanced attack. Like when Trae Young isn't on the floor, they don't really have a guy to come in and take over the offense, if you will, right? Which is fine. Like they're balanced enough as to where they don't really need it. But that's kind of what you need to win Sixth Man of the Year is like a guy who, like, when your star's off the court, a guy who, like Jordan Clarkson last year, like a dude who can just come in and drop buckets when the main scorers aren't on the floor. So that's why I'm picking Tyler Hero to win the award. Partially it's narrative based. He had a really bad season last year, and you shouldn't react to the preseason like that. But he had a really good preseason this year, and I can't possibly just think that he's as bad as he was last season. I can't. And if this Miami team is going to be any good, they're going to need people off the bench to come in and help, take some of the offensive load off of a guy like Duncan Robinson. And I think Tyler Hero, certified bucket getter, could come in and do that. So that's why I'm picking Tyler Hero to win Sixth Man of the Year. Let's go next to. Let's do Rookie of the Year next. Pick the best.
Wait, what? Quick. People think Tyler Hero was like really bad last year.
He wasn't good.
He averaged 15 points a game on 36% shooting from 3.
Look, Mark, I know what those numbers say. As someone who watched many Heat games last year.
Yeah, is it just one of those things where it's like the numbers look better than they were?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you said that, I was like, I didn't think he was that bad.
Part of it might be just a part of like small sample size greater than large sample size. Like there was a large stretch toward the middle and end of last season where he was stinking up the joint.
Okay.
He had a very large stretch of the year last year. He was playing terribly.
Yeah, I was just confused because I didn't remember him being like all that terrible. And anyway, continue.
Anywho, Rookie of the Year. Josh, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year?
I mean, it's chalk. It's just chalk. He's going to get the most expected from him, I think, out of any other rookie, and he's going to get the most opportunity. It's Cade Cunningham. So,
see, I have that argument for my pick, but it's not Cade Cunningham. Mark, who's your pick for Rookie of the Year?
I was also thinking the same thing for my pick, and my pick is Jalen Green.
Correct. My pick is also Jalen Green.
He's going to shoot 38 times a game.
Houston, right?
Yeah. Houston sucks so bad, and they're just going to have Jalen Green putting up shot after shot after shot. So the counting numbers are going to be there.
Yeah, and they're going to be a kind of team that I read in an article earlier called them League Pass Darlings. this year because they're not going to be good, but they're going to put up points and they're going to kind of be fun. So, yeah, Jalen Green is also my pick. I do think he's going to have to shoulder the load the most of any of like those high up there rookies because they don't really at the very least. Detroit can rely on like the emergence of an Isaiah Stewart, of a Jeremy Grant, of a Sadiq Bey. Like they have guys who have like emerged over the last year as like pretty good players, and Jeremy Grant in particular, like borderline like all-star caliber player.
Yeah.
If the Olympic quality.
The Rockets don't really have that. They have half a season of Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood, who's really good if he can stay healthy. And even then, Christian Wood, if I like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if I see him as like a bucket getter like that. Christian Wood's awesome, right? I don't know if he's like getting buckets. Some guys be getting buckets, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm also picking Jalen Green to win Rookie of the Year for basically the same reason that you picked Cade Cunningham.
Part of the Cade Cunningham thing too, though, I think it's like what we talked about, whereas like you guys almost see it as a strength to be the only guy. I think it's kind of going to help Cade that there are more weapons for him, not like to not be so reliant like you focus on. But so I just think that'll work better for him.
Next up, we'll do. Well, now we have to get into what my favorite award to pick every year because I'm terrible at it. Because we can't do. This isn't the. We're not going to do this award after MVP or DPOY. You know, that'd be weird. Yeah. So we're going to do my favorite award to pick every year because I get it wrong. I usually get it a year behind. I'm usually a year ahead. Remember when I picked like Brandon Ingram like 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Broke out the year after I picked him. Or how about Lonzo Ball 2 years ago?
Yep.
Broke out last year. So, you know. Anyways, my pick I'm going to do my pick first for most improved player this season. That's the award we're talking about if I haven't already mentioned it. Most improved player. My pick is going to be DeJounte Murray. My pick for most improved player this year. Because DeJounte Murray is finally going to be the guy who shoulders the main offensive load for the Sixers this season. And it's going to be that jumping opportunity. I don't know, drop off in efficiency most likely because that's just what happens when you handle the ball.
Did the Spurs trade DeJounte Murray for Ben Simmons?
I don't get it. What was
you said the Sixers.
Oh, I did? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I really thought he signed there. I don't follow it enough to be like, oh my God, did they sign DeJounte Murray? Like what?
No.
Okay.
He's going to be the main offensive focus for the Spurs this year. He's going to have the ball in crunch time. He's going to have a lot more playmaking opportunities. So I like DeJounte Murray. I mean, look, if you're a fan of this podcast, you know that we already know that DeJounte Murray is good.
Yeah.
Right? Particularly Austin. Austin is not here. Big DeJounte Murray guy.
Huge.
I cannot believe he's only 25 years old.
Yeah. NBA players, generally speaking, are a lot younger. Remember Harrison Barnes is only 29?
That's true. Yeah, I thought DeJounte Murray was that age. I was like, most improved. He's like 30. No,
we talked about it the other day that Harrison Barnes seems like he's 40 years old. He is 29.
Yeah.
Josh, why don't you give me your pick for most improved player this season?
It's between two guys for me, and I'm just kind of debating on one guy who he's going to be the main focal point of his team, kind of like the Rookie of the Year thing, where like there's one guy who he's going to be the main dude to go to, and he's going to get a crap ton of opportunity, and then another guy who works as a finely tuned machine.
So let me stop you for a second there. So I think there's something interesting to talk about with this award, actually, is that there's usually like a couple of different schools of thought that people take when it comes to most improved player. They either take like the guy who struggled that makes the leap to like good player, or in the case of the year in which who was it that won it that year that I hated? I hated the fact that they won the award.
Didn't Giannis win it?
Yes.
I believe that's what I'm thinking of.
He went from averaging 24 points to 28 points. And
they gave him MVP and most improved.
Yeah.
He did not win MVP that year, but
did he win it back-to-back years?
2016, 2017, which I believe was Russell Westbrook.
Oh, right.
That year. But anyways, Giannis went from great player to double great player, basically, and I hated it. I thought it was a bad pick because I think that's weird. I personally make the choice of like a guy who goes from pretty good to great. Like you make that leap into a higher tier, right? Yeah. And like Giannis technically did that. He was already great beforehand. You know what I mean? It's like giving Nikola Jokic most improved player from going from what he did in 2019 to what he did in his MVP season last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what that kind of thing is. But anyways, Josh, keep going. Where's him?
Yeah, I mean for that, god damn. All right. I will go with Michael Porter Jr. because I think that he kind of has that same thing with the injuries that kind of have held him back so far in his career. I think it's a good story to look at as someone who can actually get significantly better. He's played pretty well when he's been healthy and on the court, and so I think a full healthy season. Again, I think it's because I'm so high on Denver. Like Denver's going to be like the top 2 team in the West, so like I think he can make that jump into like part of their big 3. You know, him, Murray, and Jokic. So
yeah,
that's my pick.
Well, Jamal Murray tore his ACL, so he won't be playing this year.
But. Yeah.
Wait, still? What the hell are we talking about?
Still in the playoffs. You know?
Jesus H.
Right? In like the first round of the playoffs?
Yeah, even better than
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Give him more scoring.
Anyways, Michael Porter Jr. # good at basketball. I can totally see that if he plays a full healthy season, can make the jump into like upper echelon stardom. That dude is so good.
Yeah, I had 2 guys I was debating between, and Michael Porter Jr. was one of them, so I'll just go with the other one. And that's RJ Barrett. Barrett took a little bit of a leap, a decent sized leap last year, and Cam Reddish is sort of the same way. They're both just keep trending upward.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, obviously they came out of that draft class with Zion, and it was like, you know, Zion was a huge deal, and then Barrett went 3 pretty big. Reddish went 10, I think, and it was like, these 3 Duke guys are going to run the league, and it wasn't looking like that was going to be the case their rookie years outside of Zion, but Reddish and Barrett have both just steadily improved, and I expect Barrett to improve, and I wouldn't be surprised if he made an all-star team this year. If he was around 22 points a game, that wouldn't really surprise me. I think they're going to go to him for a little more offense this year. Just in terms of, you know, they see the improvement and they're going to give him more opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know with Kemba there and Fournier there's a lot more guys to try to get buckets, but I think they're going to realize rather quickly that Evan Fournier is bad at basketball. So I think those shots will go to Barrett. I'm pretty confident with that. I'll go with RJ Barrett.
Part of the case for RJ Barrett is simply efficiency, because he played all the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Got every waking opportunity Tom Thibodeau can throw at him.
Yeah.
It's just he's got to be more consistent, basically.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it boils down to for him. I like that pick. That's why I like most improved player, because you get to have good conversation out of it, you know?
Mark, do you remember the playoff game that we were watching at the Nipsey's pub where Cam Reddish had come into that game late after Trae Young went out?
Could not miss.
Yeah.
Cam Reddish made like 9 shots in a row. It was one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Also, my second guy I was thinking about was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, I think he should have probably won it last year.
That was my only problem.
With the season Julius Randle had, there was no question.
Yeah, but just in the sense that I think his massive jump happened last year. I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't know how much better he can get, is kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah.
So.
My other pick, by the way, is more of like a similar pick to RJ Barrett, but on a lower scale. Is another Spurs player who's going to be burdening or holding more of the load here, and that's Kelden Johnson. Was another guy I was thinking of.
I was hoping you'd say Jacob Poeltl.
No, it's not Jakob. It's put some respect on his name. It's not Jacob Poeltl. It's Jakob Poeltl. That's how you pronounce it. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, next up, D4, and it's not. I'm not picking Jakob Poeltl. If anybody was wondering, right?
I'll take Jakob Poeltl.
We had the over in the St. Louis Arizona game. We're up to 9 now.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm on the Flames game now.
Oh, okay. What's the score there? I have John Gibson up.
2-2.
Nice. All right. Anyways, defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Josh.
I'll start. I'm gonna go down your way, Nunez. I'm gonna head down to South Beach, and I'm gonna pick Big Bam. Part of this pick is that I think Miami's gonna need him to be that kind of lockdown guy that he has been.
I'm sorry to jump in here. Because I'll say this piece now because Bam is also my pick.
Yeah.
Partially because as much as I love the Stifle Tower, I think voters are getting sick and tired of picking Rudy Gobert to win Defensive Player of the Year, even though he is very much so the best defensive player in the NBA.
I heard this the other day on a podcast. The only 2 players ever to win 4 Defensive Player of the Years are Ben Wallace and Dikembe Mutombo. Do we really want to put the guy that started COVID in the same conversation with those guys? I don't think so.
Anyways, Bam, to me, had a case to be a finalist for Most Improved Player last year, and had a case, in my opinion, had a very legitimate case to win Defensive Player of the Year last year. Dude is so good. To me, at least, he's one of the most underrated players in basketball, admittedly.
He is very good.
But yes, Bam is also my pick, partially because I think their pick and roll defense is going to be better this year. Swapping out Goran Dragic for Kyle Lowry, who can actually play defense. So I think Bam, I read it in an article earlier, and I kind of agree with it. They were like, Bam might feel more confident in making those big plays down low that he normally does because he knows he has another player on the perimeter who can actually defend.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like it. I'm with you, Josh.
Yeah, I knew you would sell it more. This Calgary game just went into OT if you want to pop on.
I am going to click over because I do have, like I said, I do have John Gibson on my fantasy team. So
mine is
yes.
I'm not going Rudy Gobert because I agree. I'm not going to pick that guy for anything.
And look, if he wins it again, he'll deserve it again. Like that's just how it go, you know.
But I am still going chalk. I'm going Giannis.
Oh, okay.
It's another fair pick.
It like Giannis just won it, right? Yeah, he just won it last year.
Yeah.
Giannis just won it. He's still one of the premier defenders in the NBA. One of the most versatile defenders in the NBA. He can do it at the rim. He can do it on the perimeter. It's just, I'm just going to go with Giannis.
Also, do you guys like the nickname the Stifle Tower?
I do.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good nickname.
It's a phenomenal nickname. I wish it went to a better person.
He's not that bad of a person.
It's not his fault, dude.
It's his fault. COVID's killed over 2 million people.
He touched all those microphones, man.
Yeah, it's his fault.
I was kind of sick.
All right.
He's like, "Fuck you guys. Who cares?"
All right. Well, we'll get in here into our last picks of the evening, and it'll be our MVP, most valuable player. And Josh, I want to start with you. Who do you think is going to win the most valuable player award in the National Basketball Association this season?
I think for a lot of people, you know, it's been a long time since a player like this has won this award. I think it's good for the game for this guy to win the award. I think he flat out deserves it. And with the bums that he's had to play with, just
Derrick
imagine.
Rose again?
Just imagine. You're number 2. You're up at the key. And who do you throw to for number 2? Tim Hardaway Jr. Give me a fucking break. Luka Doncic is my MVP. Luka Doncic is my MVP.
For a hot second, I thought you were saying it was Tim Hardaway Jr., and I was going to leave this call.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Would that have been as bad as Connor saying is the number 1 Adam Sandler movies? You don't mess with the Zohan.
It on par.
My boss. Oh, I have a funny thing to say about the Sandler stuff afterwards. But I think Luka's just a stud, dude. Like, I don't know who's gonna go against that, but I mean, he put up great numbers last year.
Luka's good at basketball.
Yeah, no, I'm really killing it, and I think I don't know. This is one that probably goes against my normal thing because I don't think the Mavericks are gonna be like better necessarily than they were last year. Like really good.
I got you.
But he's a guy that's like gonna keep them around. Like without Luka, they're nothing. So
yeah,
that's my argument.
It's a fair pick. Mark, who's your pick?
I'm going to go with Kevin Durant.
Yep.
KD. Yeah, I mean it's KD. He's
especially
the best
if
this
Kyrie
league has
doesn't
ever
play
seen.
it all this year, and they still get like the number 2 seed in the East or something like that.
Yeah, if the Nets are as good as I think they're going to be, even without Kyrie, then KD is the MVP in a landslide just because of the impact he'll have on that team. I was debating also James Harden. Those were the two guys I was going between. But I'm going to go with...
I was a big fan of KD's "You Almost Have Forgot" season last year. People forgot this man is just the best player in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You almost have forgot. It's like my whole bit with Bryce Harper this year.
He's dropping 48, 49 points in playoff games. He's like, the guy's unbelievable. Another great nickname, the Slim Reaper.
He hates that nickname, and so do I. I don't think it's good.
I really like it because I think it's really
all
stupid.
Of KD's nicknames are bad. Like I think KD is lame. I always think like initial. Anaheim wins it. I always think initial.
Ducks fly together.
I think initial nicknames are stupid. I think Durantula is stupid.
That one's very stupid.
I think the Slim Reaper is stupid.
What about Cupcake?
It's good.
No.
My pick, I'm going to keep going back to the well until we fucking hit this thing again. I'm just going to pick Steph Curry this year because, God damn it, at some point the Warriors are going to get back to being good, and Steph Curry's going to be the reason why. All right?
Well,
this is a team that's going to hang around like 500, and then Klay Thompson's going to come back at Christmas, and they're going to do disgusting things to the NBA to get to the 6th seed and lose in the first round. Yeah. And Steph Curry's going to be the reason why, and he's going to win MVP again. All right, this is like the 4th fucking year in a row for this podcast I picked Steph Curry to win MVP. God damn it, it's going to happen one time. All right. I do think though that of the 3, and I believe we've done 3 NBA season previews now in Hot Stove, right? It's a 3-year-old. I've picked Steph Curry every year to win MVP.
Yes.
2 years ago, he played like 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, he was a finalist, I think, right?
Yeah,
yes, he was.
God damn it, Steph Curry's won another MVP this year. Right?
Yeah.
My thoughts.
I am super interested. Like, so I don't know. I'm still not great at basketball, so I looked up like 2 preview things from like CBS and NBA.com. Just to kind of get a couple players. Nobody has Jokic as a potential MVP. Like maybe it's just because the repeat, but it's like
that
guy's.
Well, yeah. Also, back-to-back MVPs happen often.
Quite often.
Yeah.
Actually.
Giannis, Steph, LeBron, like all these guys have won back-to-back MVPs. It happens like a lot.
Yeah. I think part of it, not necessarily that they think that Jokic's season was a fluke necessarily. But I do think it's hard to rationalize a player like that who's been around for so long repeating that season again. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think his points are going to go up without having Jamal Murray all year. He scored like 26.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that he averages close to 30 points a game.
I think he could average close to 30 with no Jamal Murray. And I know Michael Porter Jr. is going to get some of those shots as well. But I think they're going to rely on him to be that top scorer even more. And so I don't think it's a tough rationale at all to think Jokic could repeat as MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even picking him. It's just a weird thing that I didn't see any.
Yeah.
Potential Jokic ones. So.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that the season was only 72 games last year.
Yes, it was. And
That's
he
what
played all 72.
Right. I just went to Jokic's basketball reference page and it said that he led the league with 72 games. I was like, that's weird. I remember it was a short season. Anyways. All right. Finally, before we head out of here, we're going to make our picks for the NBA Finals this year. So I want you guys, we're going to do it real quick. All right. I want you to tell me what two teams are making the finals and who wins. That's all I want. All right.
Nets over the Lakers.
Nets over the Lakers, says Mark.
Well, I hate to keep it chalky, but I'll go Lakers over Nets.
Fuck, I haven't actually done any prep, so.
I'm honest. I mean, it was just kind of off the bat too. I didn't even think that we'd do this one, but like that's just instantly where I go to.
Yeah,
it's chalk, but also like I don't know. Tell me a team that's gonna beat the Nets in the East.
Yeah, give me a second.
It's either going to be Brooklyn or Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see. Here's the problem. I legitimately think that Milwaukee's going to take a step back this year, and I know they just won the title. So like, I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they like missed the playoffs.
I get what you're saying though.
Or anything
I
like
think.
that.
I think some of their.
I admittedly think that not having PJ Tucker is a larger loss than people might assume.
I think the opposite. I think they improved 7 games in the regular season.
I think some of their supporting. I think some of their supporting pieces played like a little better than they should be. Like Drew Holiday was way too good.
Drew Holiday is actually legitimately like.
Yeah, no, he's. But like I think all-star level is a little much. I think normally.
He made an all-star team in New Orleans.
I guess. Middleton though was averaging like 30-something points a game. I don't think that that's gonna happen again. I don't know. This is just how I feel.
I will take. That being said, I do favor the deeper team in terms of a playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take Milwaukee out of the East.
Yes, regression. Maybe not winning the finals.
Yeah. And I don't want to fall for the Denver trap again. Because this is the other trap I fall into every year. Is saying the Nuggets.
If Jamal Murray was playing, I would have taken them probably.
Win the goddamn title again.
I had them in the conference finals against the Lakers. So
you know what? Just for the fuck of it, because I don't want to just go and say the Lakers are going to win, because I don't want that. The NBA is less fun right now when the Lakers are doing well, to be honest with you. I'll say something twofold. I'll say that the Lakers don't make the Western Conference Finals. I'll say that the conference finals is played between the Suns, who I think people are massively overlooking in the West, as if they didn't just play in the NBA Finals this last season. And it's played between the Suns and the Utah Jazz and Jesus, I just stabbed myself with a corkscrew. And the Bucks beat the Jazz in the NBA Finals this year.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Did you see that guy score?
No, I didn't.
Once again, regression for the Bucks, repeating as champions.
Yeah. It was a bad argument, all right?
Yeah, let's agree that whichever team gets Bradley Beal, though, is going to be a contender, probably. So when Denver trades for Bradley Beal midseason.
Oh, you know what? If Denver trades for Bradley Beal, I'll come on this podcast and say personally that I fall back into the Bradley Beal trap, or into the Denver trap, all right?
Yes. Then an
official update on FanDuel contest, by the way. Mark did end up beating me, getting his second win of the season.
Celtics are getting Bradley Beal for Aaron Nesmith and a future first, by the way.
That's spoken like a true Celtics fan. All right, everybody.
It's like the time I had a dream that they traded Peyton Pritchard for Giannis straight up. That was a dream I had.
Oregon standout, Peyton Pritchard.
Yep.
You know? Anyways, so yeah, those are our picks. You can hate me if you want to. I'm sure I'll get a text tomorrow from Mike being like, "Oh, what the fuck? The Lakers," or something like that. I don't know, man. Something ridiculous. But a couple things before we head out. make sure to subscribe to the channel. Oh, Mark, actually, before we leave, 2 things. I forgot about FanDuel. Thank you for reminding me. But also, you saw the new Bond movie.
I did.
How was that?
It's awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. Rami Malek is a not mediocre. He's a very middle of the road Bond villain. But it felt very Bond at numerous points, and that made me happy. It was very fan servicey to someone like me who just eats, breathes, and shits James Bond. So I really enjoyed it. I can see why some people wouldn't like it as much as I did, but I think most people will receive it rather well.
So I'm probably going to go to the movies tomorrow night or tonight when you're seeing this, but I think I'm going to go see the new Halloween movie.
I've heard it's very bad.
So I've heard conflicting things about it, depending on what people thought about the 2018 one, and depending on what they generally go to Halloween for.
Okay, that's fair.
From what I understand about the new movie, it cuts back on the jokes that the last one had, and it's just more so about like Michael Myers fucking people up. And to be honest with you, that's what I go to Halloween for. Is like is like atmosphere and like Michael Myers stabbing some people. It's kind of all I go for Halloween for. So if I go see the movie tomorrow night and that's what the movie is, like it's like kind of atmospheric. I like the idea of like the whole mob mentality bit of like the entire town crumbling, trying to bring this guy down. And I know it's going to piss me off because it's a setup for the 3rd movie, but if I go there and that's what I get is just like 90 minutes of Michael Myers stabbing the shit out of people, and like and they cut back on the jokes and like the weird doctor character from the 2018 movie, admittedly, I think I'll be happy. So I don't know.
Would you like more or less podcasting?
Less. The whole podcast bit from the last movie was one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in a horror movie. It was so unbelievably stupid. Oh, I just know this guy who has like evidence from a 40-year-old murder case. Hey, Michael Myers, here's your mask. Like the whole bit when they were at the mental institution where the podcaster somehow gets a hold of this fucking crime scene evidence from a serial killer from 4 decades ago. Dumbest shit on the planet. Stupidest thing I've seen in a horror movie in years. So yeah, if I get less of that and more of just like Michael Myers beating people up, I'll be happy. All right. I'm not looking for T10. All right. I saw that movie last week and I still haven't quite figured out what the fuck I watched, but I'm not looking for highbrow art cinema. All right. I'm just kind of looking to be entertained by something a little stupid. If I get that, cool.
Also, it's not like the first Halloween was a romp of a movie.
No, it is a masterpiece, though.
Oh, phenomenal movie. But it's not like a bunch of jokes and shit like that.
Exactly.
It's Michael Myers stabbing people.
The original Halloween movie works so much off of atmosphere and suspense.
Yeah.
Give me more of that, and then I will be okay with it. What did you say, Josh?
Scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
All right. Before we head out, now that I did like a 5-minute bit on that, FanDuel lineups, because Mark reminded me. FanDuel lineups for week 7. Josh?
My lineup is also scary. You guys should be very scared of my lineup. Some are calling it the Michael Myers FanDuel lineups. All right, let's get into it. Let's start it off. I really like this whole stack mentality that I've been told to do for the last 2 years.
You like statistically optimizing your lineup? Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's right. So we're going to start with a guy coming off of a rough week, some would say, who was at one point maybe the best rushing quarterback in the league, in Sam Darnold against the stinky poo-poo New York Giants defense that is just atrocious. I mean, I swear to God.
The best rushing quarterback in the league because he had 5 touchdowns through like 4 weeks. I like that one in there.
I mean, I'm fully convinced that me and my Turkey Bowl lineup could put up a field goal on this Giants defense. we could get in a field goal.
They're bad. The Giants defense is really bad.
I stacked him with his favorite butt toucher, DJ Moore. Those two lining up together, it's a match made in heaven. In terms of running backs, I've taken this guy like 4 out of the 6 weeks, and I just pray to God for him to have one big pop week. Maybe it comes against the Texans. Chase Edmonds, cheap price. I love Chase Edmonds. One of these days. Washington's defense is not good. We thought so for the first half, and then kind of went back to how it's just been playing so far this year. So I took Aaron Jones for a steep 8,500, but I think Green Bay really this is just a huge win for them next week. So they blow them out of the water, which is why I also took Davante Adams as well. I'm predicting some big double-digit wins. This would be my lock of the week. I'm sure it's more than a touchdown on the spread. It should be, especially at home. And then third, one of the cheapest number 1 wide receivers in the league in Allen Robinson against one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. Tampa Bay is stinky poo-poo.
Bad pick.
You don't like it?
No, I am terrified of the fantasy outlook for Allen Robinson the rest of the season. And by terrified, I mean in terms of redraft, not saying this because I want to pick him up, because I don't, but like in a 10-team redraft league, you can drop Allen Robinson at this point.
What's the deal? They're just not using him or what?
They're not throwing him the ball. I mean, they're throwing the ball like 20 times a game. So first of all, that's not healthy. That's fair. And with Justin Fields' skill set being mainly throwing the ball downfield, Darnell Mooney's getting all the valuable targets.
He's not really a possession guy. He's not looking for that as much.
He's not.
Now, my only other question here is like, nobody runs on Tampa though, right? I mean, at some point, shouldn't the Bears?
And they'll be chasing points.
Yeah.
So in theory, they'll be throwing the ball more. Like in theory, this is a game where they're playing catch up against a bad secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the look out there. Kyle Pitts is that dude. A lot of people got him as easily a top 3 tight end now this year with Kittle down, and dynasty leagues, of course, probably number 1, at least number 2. He's a stud. Kyle Pitts is a certified stud. And then flex spot, I hate how much I love the Eagles receiving core. I went with Devontae Smith. Him and Quez Watkins are really fun to watch. They're very fast. They're both very, very fast. It's very fun. And then the Titans defense. We saw them beat up a crappy Bills offensive line tonight, and I think they can do it again in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has been a little turnover friendly, so take a streamer on that defense.
So, funny enough, Kyle Pitts is in my Millie Maker lineup because my stack this week, my game stack this week, revolves around that Falcons-Dolphins game. I have a feeling that this week is going to be a get-right game for the Falcons offense. Call that one out. But
they had a good week in London.
Yeah, they played pretty well in London too.
For Ridley or
Russell Gage.
Yeah.
Mark, what's your lineup looking like?
I'm going with the triple stack.
Mm-hmm.
Not a game, like just one team triple stack. I agree that
you're not going to run it back.
No.
Okay.
I agree that the Green Bay Packers are going to absolutely destroy the Washington football team, and that's why I went with Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, and Randall Cobb.
Oh, Randall Cobb. I thought he was going to go with Big Bob Tunyon.
No. I'm going 2 Green Bay receivers. I know Randall Cobb is only signed so Aaron Rodgers would come back. That was the only purpose to his signing.
Oh.
But he does seem to get targets, so.
Yeah, he does get targets, and I really like that matchup this week. Running backs, I've got Darrell Henderson. He's been money for the Rams this year. They're going up against the Lions.
Yep.
They're going to be running the ball because they're ahead so much, I think. So really like that matchup. My other running back, I went James Conner. And what'll be another just absolute blowout, I think. Arizona going up against Houston. My third wide receiver, I also have Devontae Smith. I also am irrationally in love with this Eagles receiving core. And I don't know what this game's going to be like. The Raiders surprised me this past week with a big win over Denver. I don't know if I expect that to continue, but I think the Eagles like to throw the ball anyway, and I expect Smith to get targets. That's why I also went with Dallas Goddard, who will be coming off the COVID IR this week.
No Zach Ertz?
Yeah, no Zach Ertz there anymore, which means Goddard, who is already getting the majority of targets at tight end, will get even more because Eagles love their tight ends, have for years. So he'll be back and healthy this week. In the flex spot, I went with Cordarrelle Patterson. I am going back to the well with him. I've picked him multiple times this year, and I do think that's going to be a big game for the Falcons offense, and I think he's a big part of that Falcons offense against the Dolphins. And my defense, it doesn't matter. I went with the Browns because I don't know what to think about Denver right now.
Okay, so you know what's funny? I just saw that Julio Jones catch in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the one that bounced off the guy's helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so we got some similarities in our lineups this week. That's fine. I talked about it with Mark before we started, but I think that game on Monday night, and we're going to talk about it more tomorrow morning because it's one of my believe it or not statements, proved that Tennessee is still the same team we thought they were a year ago, regardless of the struggles they had within the first 4 weeks. And I think this matchup and then next week's game against Kansas City, which I don't know what the early over is, but I'm going to take the over on whatever the over-under is in that Kansas City-Tennessee game. Let's see. Let's see what the early line is.
56.
Yeah. Give me the over
Mm-hmm.
on 56. Also, by the way, Sportsline, which is ESPN's projection system, has it at 57.
The Miami-Atlanta game, 47.5. Maybe that's...
I like the over in that one.
I love the over in that.
Cheeky.
That might be my very first bet as a legal sports bettor in Connecticut. Is the over in Atlanta, Miami. Huh? What are we thinking there? Anyways, I don't give a shit what the over-under line is set at for Tennessee, Kansas City next week. Give me the over, which is why I'm going Ryan Tannehill, the Danny man, with A.J. Brown, who finally had his first very quality game of the season this year tonight. 9 targets, 7 catches, 91 yards. I like him to get his second touchdown of the season finally. He hasn't scored since week 1. A.J. Brown still hashtag good at football. And guess what? The Chiefs defense still hashtag very bad. But Titans defense also hashtag bad. So I'm going with Tyreek Hill on the bring back. Like I said, I probably should have, if this were a tournament lineup, if this were my Millie Maker lineup, and I might make a Millie Maker lineup based around this game. Even though, actually I might not, because it's probably going to be very high rostered in big tournaments. It's probably going to be the game people go to. A lot of high profile players. Good point, Zach. I won't go back to that. Anyways, Tyreek Hill, we're running that shit back. Secondary game stack is Washington, Green Bay. I got Aaron Jones because I think that game is going to be a bludgeoning. But we're going to bring it back to the man who at $5,400, you're going to tell me that there's a tight end out there who costs $5,400 on FanDuel, which, by the way, is the same price as Mo Alley Cox. You're going to tell me that there's a guy out there who costs $5,400 and has gotten 15 targets over the last 2 weeks. I'm putting him on. Ricky Seals-Jones is just the Logan Thomas role now. Just mapped over from one player to another. All right? Too cheap for a guy like that. Tell me he's the same price as Mo Alley Cox. He's a must-play. Ricky Seals-Jones, must-play. All right, then we got Josh Jacobs. Philly's run defense can't stop anyone for shit. And Josh Jacobs is good at football. So I'm concerned a little bit that Kenyon Drake magically started getting touches again now that Gruden's gone. But again, don't care. Didn't ask. Finally, my third receiver is a man who I think this game might be a blow-up game for this offense. So I maybe I should have, if I had an all-week tournament, I'd center it around this quarterback, actually. That's going to be Marquez Callaway. He's going to be the number 1 receiver for the Saints coming into a Monday night showdown against the Seahawks. Seahawks defense, poo-poo.
Stinky poo.
Jameis Winston has been pretty aggressive so far this year. Marquez Callaway, good at football. Like I said, if I had a big field tournament that was going all week, I'd probably center it around a Jameis Callaway stack. Like I said, my Millie Maker lineup is based around a Miami-Atlanta game stack. I have Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts running it back with some Miami players. Anyways, Marquez Callaway on Monday night. My flex, Damian Harris. Pats love to run the football. And guess what? They play the Jets. So, I mean, the Jets offense, sneaky coming around a little bit.
It is, yeah.
Just a tiny bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. But in a game where they should, at the very least, be competitive, the Patriots, I expect them to come out and run the football. Damian Harris is good. And that leaves me with money for the Browns defense, which I'm a little more optimistic than Mark seems to be, only because their defense that's drastically underperformed this year.
And Denver fucking sucks. That's what you can be rest assured in, Mark. Denver is bad.
Yeah.
And I'm still not convinced Denver's that good.
I mean, we talked about...
Yeah. I don't know what to think of that team is the thing. Like,
how's about the after 3 weeks thing, the first radio segment we did with those three teams that were 3-0?
Yeah.
The Raiders, the Panthers, and the Broncos, all of which now are...
Well, the Raiders are... I don't think the Raiders are now, but...
Fair. I don't actually think the Panthers are that. But the Broncos surely are... I mean, they stinky. They stinky.
I tend to think that the Panthers are probably more stinky than the Broncos right now, but... Part of it is, I think, sneakily enough, and something that Teddy didn't run into last year, they didn't with the roster, is like Sam Darnold is really missing not having Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Notice it the last couple of games, and part of it, again, is because they don't have someone they trust like Mike Davis last year, but it looks like Sam Darnold the last couple of weeks has been forcing things a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have McCaffrey there, so it's bringing back a little bit of Jets Darnold, which is not a good Darnold. And as the president of the Sam Darnold fan club, I can't be having this for the brand, okay? This is a bad look.
Bad.
So we got to turn this one around. All right? Anyways, now we can finally get to the show closing.
Yeah.
Half an hour after I originally tried to end the show.
That's right.
Mark
You can't end this.
bring up FanDuel and fucking ruin it. And now look at it. Now we've got a 90-minute podcast, Mark.
Can't kill the
It's
show.
the longest running bit we've had on the show.
Yeah, it's true. We have done it pretty much every single week.
It's just our thing. We have to.
Yeah.
Second
anyway.
only to asking Connor for the weather.
Yeah, that's true. See, that's a bit that extends well beyond hot stove.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was an old meltdown bit. When Connor and I would do the meltdown together, and I would have to pull stuff up on the computer, and I'm very bad at like trying to like type and talk at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have Connor vamp while I was typing things, and he would always talk about the weather. It's a long running bit. Anyways, make sure to follow us on Twitter at HotStovePod. Make sure to listen to the radio show that happened earlier this morning. So make sure to listen to the radio show next week on Tuesday on WQAQ.
This is so complicated.
I can't understand.
Go Red Sox, except don't. Nobody clip that. All right, I didn't say that. Fuck the Red Sox, okay? Although
Red Sox.
part of me is enjoying this whole like. So here's the thing, and this is the last tangent I'll go on before we mercifully end this fucking show.
Yes.
Is that like in the most base sense, I'm a fan of sport, right? So I can at the very least get behind the idea of a destiny team. Okay, there's part of me that wants to root for it. I never will because it's the Red Sox, but there's part of me that wants to get behind that kind of thing. I cannot, in any fiber of my being, root for the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, as a Yankees fan, I cannot do it. Okay? So I'm as neutral as it comes in this series. Partially because I don't want to say that I'm rooting for the Red Sox, because I'm not. I'm rooting for destiny. Right? That's all. And destiny does not favor the Houston Astros in this series.
No.
That's all I'll say. Anyways, here on the YouTube side, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment if you feel like commenting on the video. For Mark and Josh, this has been the first of our very late recordings. It's now 12:42 a.m.
I hate it. I'm so tired.
We're in it.
We'll
We're
be back
for hour
next
2 next.
Shit, Mark, I'll see you in the morning for a radio show, motherfucker. All
Yep.
right?
And me. I'll be there.
We'll be back next week. This has been the Hot Soap Podcast. We love you.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time. Yep.
Peace.